Hi class, I just wanted to check in with you based on the feedback from the post-exam one survey that most of you took last week, and just kind of give you a state of how things are going in the course, and a little bit of looking ahead at the course moving forward. So I was really happy to see that for most people, and I would say a large majority of the class said on a scale of 1 to 10, the course is going a 7 or higher. And so that's really good. Um, for those that it isn't, like if there are things that I can do or we can do together, like please reach out and let me know. And we can see if there are things that we can do, maybe thinking about time management or something like that, that might help the course go a little bit better for you. Maybe it's just a matter of coming to the Zoom sessions and asking me questions, but really I'm here to help the course go well for you. And so let me know anything that I can do to help with that. Um, and so I asked things that were going well and not going well. And so things that people said were going well was the homework. They really appreciated the way my math lab broke things down into parts, that you had multiple attempts, and if you got it wrong, it gave you another chance to do it again. People really appreciated how detailed I was with my explanations in the videos, that they're recorded and you can rewatch them. A really large number said that they appreciate that the class is asynchronous. So you can do the work whenever you want, whether that's after work, in the evenings, or days where you don't have a lot going on with other classes. Um, Folks said that the amount of work was going well. They thought the homeworks were manageable, and the way the homeworks were weighted versus the exam, right? With each homework being worth 20, and your 10 highest are used in your final exam or your final course grade. Really, the homeworks are a great way to keep your grade up. Um, and appreciating the course organization, that I'm uploading notes, PowerPoints, etc. That the due dates are consistent and always on Sunday, and things like that. And then on the flip side, things that aren't going well. Some people said my math lab wasn't going well, that they're frustrated that the questions give different numbers each time, or that the questions give you different numbers when you reattempt them. And I just want to remind you that the purpose of doing my math lab isn't to get the correct answer, right? The purpose of the homework is to learn the mathematics, and we learn math when we do math. And so by giving you new numbers each time, you have to engage with the process, the concept, the procedure multiple times until it clicks, right? And so that's a really intentional thing, that it gives you different numbers as you attempt it multiple times. And so, related to people saying they appreciated the detail of the video, other people said that they were too long, or too slow, or there wasn't enough explanation in the video. And so a note on the length of the videos is I aim for 50 minutes. Sometimes they're a couple minutes longer, and sometimes they're shorter. But the videos replace a traditional lecture. And if we were meeting on Zoom for a lecture 2 or 3 times a week, your lectures would be 50 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes. And so the length of the video really, I don't plan to change. If you feel like they're too long because you can't watch them in the evening, your course schedule has this class scheduled a particular time, and during that time watch the video that the pacing guide suggests, right? The pacing guide at the end of the syllabus, that calendar, is there to help you keep up. So maybe if it's 2-6 on Monday, 2-7 on Wednesday, and 2-9 on Friday, watch those videos during the scheduled class time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Or if it's a Tuesday, Thursday class, watch 1.5 videos on Tuesday, 1.5 on Thursday. And in both cases, you can start the homework for the section you've watched. You don't have to wait till you've watched all 3 videos to start the homework. You can start some of the problems related to the first video of the week that first day. And I can't include more explanation in the video without making the video length longer, and I really want to respect your time. And I don't want to make them so long that you don't have the time to watch them. And then a couple students said, 4 in particular, said they'd rather have mandatory synchronous Zoom sessions where I would lecture live instead of videos. And while that's a small number, I really want to address that and say, I'm on Zoom during our scheduled class time every day. If you are someone that knows that you need to check in, come to the first Zoom session of the week, whether that's Monday or Tuesday, and see what's going on for the week. Or after you watch some videos, if you have questions, come to the next Zoom session and ask them, right? I'm there to help you. But I'm not going to make them mandatory because a lot of people are working full time or working during the day and they really need to be able to watch the videos at night. And so I'm not going to disadvantage those students. In terms of amount of work, there's been some issue with keeping up with homework and feeling like it's too much work. And so this notion of too much work we'll revisit when we talk about that last question. But I think a really key strategy for keeping up with the work would be, after you watch that first video on Monday, do the questions related to that Monday night. And then on Wednesday, watch the Wednesday video and the questions for that section. And then watch the Friday video on Friday and the questions for that section. And you'll be done on Friday, 2 days before it's even due, right? The whole point isn't homework's due Sunday means start it 2 hours before it's due. It means work on it throughout the week. And maybe you watch the videos before class and then you work on the homework during the class Zoom, right? There are lots of ways to scaffold your time to really make it much more manageable. And I want you to know that if you have any questions or issues, or you're struggling to keep up, like, reach out to me and we can make a plan. We can see what will help you manage your time, particularly in consideration with your other courses, and we'll figure out something that works well for you. So looking at if you could change one thing, a majority actually said nothing, and so that's a really good sign. Some said they'd rather Zoom instead of videos, and I've kind of already explained why I can't do that. But if you want Zoom, come to the Zoom session. I'm there to answer questions. I'll explain more things in detail. I'll give you additional practice problems. You just need to tell me what you need help with. Length of homework, and so I will admit one or two of the homeworks have gotten pretty long. So what I'll do moving forward is try to keep it between 30 and 40 questions, because that's probably in line with how many problems I would assign in a face-to-face class in a normal semester. And so thinking about that, during a normal semester, I would probably assign 10 to 15 problems on Monday that are due Wednesday, and then 10 to 15 problems on Wednesday that are due Friday. And so it's really, in terms of homework, I think I'm actually giving you less than I would in a normal semester. And some said they would like to change the length of the videos. But my thoughts are, if there are 3 50-minute videos, that's 3 hours face-to-face. And then if your homework takes 2 to 3 hours, which looks like most people are getting it done in less than 3, you're spending at most 6 hours a week on your math class. And if you have 5 classes times 6 hours, that's only 30 hours a week on class. And the general recommendation is, if you're in class 3 hours, you should be spending about 9 hours outside of class, reading the book, doing homework, and things like that. And so from those guidelines of what a college workload looks like, I really am trying to keep this under that limit so that you aren't overwhelmed, because I don't want online to mean more work. And then some said they wish they had more links to understand the problems. So definitely make sure you're getting all of the advantage out of the My Math Lab e-text and resources that are available to you there, because you can read through the book. There are more practice problems worked out in this section. In the sections, there are links to videos you can watch to kind of get more explanation. And there are other videos and video notes that you can find on My Math Lab to give you more practice. So if you can't find those, let me know, and I can help you find those. And then if you could keep one thing the same, a lot of people actually said the professor, so I just want to say thank you. I appreciate that you see how much work I'm trying to put in to keep this course running smoothly for you. And then people say they would absolutely prefer videos over Zoom. And so we have the flip side of the change one thing. Keep one thing the same, the homework. People say they like the homework, they like how much practice they're getting, that it gives them a new one each time. Others say that the videos are a good pace. They appreciate that they can rewatch them. Right, so we see oftentimes when people want one thing to change, other people want that thing to stay the same. And so I'm really trying to balance the needs of everyone. If the videos are too long for you or they're too slow, turn it up to 1.25%. You can be done 10 minutes faster. If if you're like, I don't need to rewatch videos, watch them once and then not watch them again, right? Like, so there are options there. And a lot of people actually said the workload of 3 videos and 1 homework was preferable, especially 1 homework as opposed to 2. And in a typical semester, you would have 2 to 3 homeworks in a face-to-face class. And so I was really conscious of, let's give 1 homework, let's scale it back a little bit and make it due at the end of the week so that you can work on it a little bit each day and be caught up. And for as many complaints and issues as we've had with my math lab, a lot of people said that they wouldn't change my math lab. Some people even said that they wish they had this in other math classes they took because it gives them extra practice and extra resources. And so things that won't be changing this semester, the number of videos and how long they are, because they replace lecture. I'm going to keep them around 3 total hours, or I guess 2.5 is what 3 times 50 is. The homework, I'm going to try to keep them between 30 to 40 questions, just being mindful that 50 maybe is a little bit much. That's not to say I'll never go over 40, but I really will try to keep it between 30 to 40. And I'm going to keep the due dates due on Sunday. I'm not going to require that folks come to a Zoom session. If you want to come to Zoom, they continue to be available, and I'm there during the scheduled class period on our Zoom link. Come, ask questions, ask for examples, whatever you need to be successful, I'm here to help you with. And my math lab is here to stay. But the last thing, so that last question was amount of work, and this was just something really out of my own curiosity, but I wanted to share it with you. So about 3/4 of the class said that this class was the same amount or less work than their other classes, right? So you can see that almost half say that it's the same amount of work, which leads me to believe that the work I'm giving you isn't too much. For that 25% that says it's a little more or a lot more work, I really want you to keep in mind that if it's a time management issue, if there are other things going on, like, reach out to me and we can try to make a plan to make this more manageable. Maybe that's watching a video according to the pacing guide, one on Monday and doing that homework Monday. Watching a video on Wednesday and doing that homework Wednesday, or watching last video Friday and doing that homework Friday, right? Breaking it up across the week will make it more manageable. I would probably discourage 3-hour binge watching the lecture videos, because even for me that would get a little boring. It'd be too much information for me to take in, and by the time I watched the 3rd one, I would forget what the 1st one was about, and I'd get to the homework and have no idea where to start. So just overall, I'm glad to see that the course is working well for folks. If it's not working well for you and there are specific things that you can think of that you could change, let me know those specific changes and I'll see what I can do. But other than that, I hope you all continue to have a decent semester. For those of you whose semester isn't going so great in our class, I hope it improves. And for the rest of you, I hope that it continues to be as good as it is. But I will see you in a Zoom session or not, and at the latest, I'll see you all at exam 2. Have a great day, everyone.